Hello, and today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how to make the broom pencil topper. So this is a standing broom. Okay, it has got the pen inside of it that just helps to do that. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook, and I'm using just today I'm using paint box double knit yarn, just so that you know. So let's just get started. So you can begin with a magic circle, or you can begin with a chain of 2. The choice is yours. I'm just going to leave my tail end a little bit longer. So magic circle and do a chain of 1. If you begin with a chain of 2, you just work into the first chain, okay? And you're going to just work 6 single crochet if you're in America, and these are double crochet if you're in the UK. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you want to pull it together, but you want this tail end to come to the outside. It makes it easier for when you go to sew in your ends. And then you're just going to go straight into the first stitch there and just continue to work the single crochet or double crochet depending where you're from. And as you start to work around, this is where it begins to start to tip over. So we'll get to that point and just show you that you just need to just bend and twist at it, and then you can continue working. Okay, so I'm just going to go into this one. So this is where we can see it starting to curl on us there, and then we want to make sure we're going to the next stitch along, and this point is where I like to pull the tail end in and just squash it over so we're getting the main shape. And make sure you don't accidentally go back into that stitch, because it looks like you could. Sort of pulling it over and working around. So you're going to just work this around and around. And if you want to do it for a pen, so a normal pen like a big pen, no, I'm not sponsored or anything, but a big pen is just the right size. So if you want to do it for that size pen, you're going to need to do 20 rounds. And if you're going to do it for a pencil, you're going to need to do it for 26 rounds. So I've got mine to the ends where this has got the 20 rounds. So as you can see, I haven't finished off the end. So you can see, if I wanted to, I could just carry on crocheting. What I want you to do is I just want you to just pull that end through when you've finished, and leave that one quite loose, because you don't want to sew in your tail ends, because you can get yourself a bit lost there. So I'm just going to show you how to now do the actual bristles. I've just got a paler, sort of like a beige coloured yarn. So that's the stitch where we've finished, and then we've got the 2 little bits for our stitch. So that's the one where we worked into it, just there. So you want to go to the one next door, and we want to go underneath the front loop. And you're going to just slip that into place. Then make yourself a chain of 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to slip stitch back down the actual chain. So you always skip the first chain when you're slipping down. So there's going to be 5 slip stitch as you work down, if you're wanting to do your counting, to make sure you've got them all the same length. I know this looks really loose, don't worry, we'll tidy all of that up at the end. And now you want to, this tail end hides the back stitch. So if you just try and put your stitch in and wiggle it and you go under, you will find the back loop, she says. Just there. And you're going to go underneath the back loop and do the same thing again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitching back down. I just want to just show you this. Oh, have I missed a stitch? No. There. 1, 2. I did. I've missed a stitch. Look, 3. That's only 4. I'm just. You can see I've missed a stitch, but I'm not worrying right now, because the next step, what you do is you need to go underneath both of the loops and finish off that particular bit, and then you're going to keep on working on. Obviously I'd need to undo that one to make sure that's accurate, and then you just keep working under the front loop, the back loop, do those. So you'll have a total of 12 bristles sticking out at the end. Okay, I'm just going to move that out of the way. Now this one, I've done this one in some lilacs just to show you, because when we've got right towards the end, I said to you that stitch where we put it up, you want to make sure it's loose. Make sure you can get into it before you want to try and work into it, just so it's easier. There. And then you're going to, I think I've cut my tail end too short, if I'm being honest, for this one, after thinking about what I've just done. But never mind. We're just going to just go into there. You do your last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back down. No, it was 6. Woo! 6. Miss the first one and then slip stitch back down. Your actual chain. I'm sorry, I'm going a bit wobbly there. It's just because I'm conscious of what I've actually done. I think I've made a mistake. But what I'll do is because I think I've not left myself enough of a tail end. So I'm going to pretend I've got the right ones. Because then what you're going to do, you'd slip stitch back underneath both of them to finish it off. So this one is going to be technically wrong, but I need the tail end just to show you what's next. So I'll have to undo this one. There. So you've got those tail ends and those tail ends. Then you'd get your pen. So you've got to take this bit off. And you can see how this fits onto your actual pen. So you can see that when you put it on, it doesn't quite make it when you do it. It just comes to the very end. So you see the actual, I think the handle that you've actually made is at that length. And then to make things easier, you have the pen inside to be able to sew up the ends. I'm just going to just get my needle and just move this one out of the way. I'm not doing this properly because I need to, I'm going to have to undo all of that lilac off there. But what you'd do is you'd pull that through your stitches and work into the actual handle, so it just pulls that nice and tight there. Yep. And then with these ends, you would actually tie them into a knot. Like I said, I'm not going to because I've left myself too short of a tail end. But I just want to show you how you work the actual end bits. And hopefully, this one will even still stand up, but you never know. So then what you're going to do with these ones is you see the stitches where you've worked. You're going to come underneath the stitch, pull it through, then you're going to do so it'll be a back stitch. You're going to go back underneath that stitch and then come underneath the next one, and that's just how you just finish it off. Make sure you've got your pen or your pencil inside when you do this, because then it makes sure it stays at the correct circumference to be able to get your actual pen or your pencil in. Because if you try and do this without the pen being inside, you can make it so tight you can't get your actual pen or your pencil inside. So you can just do that all the way around, and it gives it this lovely neat little edge. And you can do a couple of, if you want to go around a couple of times, or you can do it with your yarn being both of your tail ends together, so it's like doubled up. Yep. So you do all of that to be able to finish your broom. Okay, and so the brooms, I've obviously got my little rug things that I've made because it just makes it easier for them to stand up. If you feel like it's not going to stand up properly, just stretch your the yarn that's actually over the pen just a little bit more, and then squidge your ends together and then try again, and you'll find that it will eventually stand up. Okay, so that's how to make the broom. So I've done those for the Halloween things. And talking of Halloween, I'm going to release the patterns. So and I'm letting you know I made a mistake. So I took a photo of this pumpkin in my patterns and I didn't include it. So I've decided what I will do is I'd make an extra little PDF file just for that one. And what I've done is I've made a drawstring bag for you for free, so that you've just got something to put all of your actual items in that you make when you crochet up your things. Okay, so there you go. That is how to make the standing broom. It's just a beautiful little topper. It's lovely, like for gifts for teachers, for Halloween, you know, like if you're going to do stocking fillers. I'm thinking of Christmas there. Party favour bags. And even if you don't put anything inside of them, even when they're bendy, you can still make it so it stands up. Okay, so even for like the younger children, it can be a safe thing for them just to have a play with. Or you can actually very carefully stuff it if you wanted to, and then but it is really designed for older children, if I'm being honest. Okay, so thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing. Bye for now.